When you poll young people about issues that they care deeply about, that they're anxious about, that they fearful about, climate change is at the top of the list. Ignoring that real fear, which is based on science, unfortunately, would be criminal on our part in terms of as educators. So we have to then, as business schools, think about what is it that we can teach, what is it that we should teach, in order to arm students, whether they're young people or executives, so they can actually take action with respect to addressing the issues of climate change.
A lot of the climate change implications that we are seeing today are happening in the so-called Global South, also in Africa. So we need to educate and have educational programs where students are engaged and where students debate and challenge each other and challenge the faculty as well on how can we actually address what is called wicked problems in terms of problems to which we do not already have defined solutions. So we need our students to be innovative, to be creative, to think interdisciplinarity, and to be able to address old problems, you could say, in novel ways.
The idea that we need to deal with climate change is not a new one, and it's one that we've acted upon. And I'd also say that that's true of the members of Business Schools for Climate Leadership, the consortium of 8 European business schools, and now we're pleased to add 6 more African business schools to that list. So what are the sorts of things that different schools have done? Well, at Oxford, for example, we put climate into the core. Every student in our MBA program was required to think about systems and systems change, and we focused primarily on climate. Because solving climate issues requires a set of skills that go beyond individual teams and organizations to the level of systems.
Well, the idea of having an organization called Business Schools for Climate Leadership is absolutely critical. Because you can either have a model of business schools, which is we just teach courses and they're not very important, or you can think of business schools as the engines of understanding and of thought leadership, as being progressive, helping business leaders understand the future, helping them think about their businesses. So let's get together as business schools and create an agenda, an understanding that's going to help business people make those transitions so that we can move forward into this complex but actually doable future. Well, the cost of a heating planet is absolutely huge. We have to adapt to everything. We have to deal with chaos. We have to deal with climate catastrophes. We have to deal with destroyed infrastructure, inability to produce. So the cost of not taking action is far greater than the cost of taking action.
I think that today's biggest takeaway for me from the Business School for Climate Leadership Africa launch has so far been the collectivity around the table. That we actually have 6 leading business schools in Africa, not individually, but coming together to learn from each other, to inspire each other, and to make a declaration on how they are going to put climate leadership at the forefront and into the curriculum and into the research at the schools.
I think the work that's left to be done, and there's much that's left to be done, is leveraging our research and our education, turning that into engagement strategies.